When you hear that Buster H.R. Oh, man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air. Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Hosted by Buster H.R. Johnson. This is a Buster H.R. exclusive. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. You are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Buster Unmasked!
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and we're coming down to the wire. We are 4 days away from this Sunday night and the Dirty Dozens event, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You do not want to miss it. And we're going to have some fun tonight with my guest. We grew up in the same town. We're from the same place. So we got a lot to talk about. But before we do, you know I got to promote the Dozens, so let's get that done.
You already know who it is.
We be bustin'!
It's Big Buster, baby, and I got some Dirty Dozens for y'all.
We be bustin'!
Wrestling roast battles. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready. Here we go. Who be bustin'? We be bustin' like Blassie, like William Perry, we hustlin'. Big in these streets like Big Buster. You a sucker like Lou Brother who trust we bustin'. Lick off shot, chink, get clock, knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Dirty Dozens with my pros, step into the zone. Wrestling roast battle, leave that alone.
We be bustin'!
All right, guys, you do not want to miss this Sunday night. I want everybody to tune in, everybody to share the video as soon as we go live. Some other big news right quick. Buster Unmasked headed back to streaming. I want each and every one of you guys to go to my Facebook page, Buster H.R. Johnson on Facebook, and look for the ECUSA TV post, man. It's East Coast USA TV. It's a new streaming channel. We're back on. This is the third go around. Maybe the third time will be the charm, but tonight it is all about this Sunday's Dirty Dozens. And let me just say this about my guest tonight. He is a second-generation professional wrestler. He's the owner and a promoter of his own wrestling company. He's done radio. He's done TV. He's done voiceovers. And I'm going to be honest with you, he is the dark horse in this contest, I believe. Everybody needs to watch out for him. I know him as George Sansine, but everybody in the entertainment world knows him as the Don. George.
That's what's going on, Big Buster?
I don't know, man.
Let me tell you where I'm at tonight. I am in our hometown on business, as I'm in the trucking business, of course.
Right.
But coming to Helena has been inspirational, even though it's a sad sight to see what our hometown has become. But I think about as I see what used to be, and it brings back so many memories. So many times that I played the Dozens as a kid, right up there at JF Wall and Central and Miller and all the places I went to as a kid, and where I spilled blood in many a fist fight mine and somebody else's. It's inspirational. I'm digging deep into my soul because Sunday night, I'm leaving everything on the table. I'm going to give Justin Klein everything he is. If win or lose, he's going to get my best game. You know, I listened to him the other day from Mount Lofty. He don't know who I am. But then I hear him say, hey, I got 6 years in this business. Well, buddy, I got 20 in this game. And if you'd have done your homework and you'd have went and looked up the DUI Nation on Facebook or went to some places on YouTube, you can see the people I've managed. The most famous guy I ever managed, and I know you probably heard of him, he was in the movie The Wrestler, but I managed Necro Butcher. That's the most famous guy. And this guy was crazy. I love Dylan Summers, great guy. Got to manage him for a couple of nights, and he's basically an honorary DUI member. Night Train, who's taking Memphis over at 901, him and Prince Adonis, another one I discovered, a diamond in the rough. I've taken people that nobody else wanted, Justin, and I've turned them into superstars. I got them over. Now, when you can start taking somebody and doing that, then you come holler at the Don. You understand? Capiche?
So, look, George, we got one of the judges in here. Actually, we got both judges. Ricky Kennedy and Greg James are in here. Ricky says he just left Helena 2 hours ago. Greg says, what's up, guys? Good evening, both of you guys. We also got another contestant in here. Wade Matthews is with us, man. He's talking to Ricky Kennedy a little bit. But look, for these people, anybody out there who don't exactly know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, George. Tell us what all experience you have in the wrestling business and the entertainment business especially.
Well, as far as wrestling goes, let's go back to 1969, about 6 years before I made it to Earth. And my father, fresh back from Vietnam, was military policeman at Fort Benning, Georgia. And my dad loved wrestling. He grew up, you know, watching it on television because, you know, at one time, wrestling was one of the highest paid sports that was on television because of especially in the 50s, your most expensive, you know, the guys that made the most money was the heavyweight boxing champion and 4 wrestlers. You know, somebody like Lou Thez or Bruno Sammartino or some of those great legends. I could go back to the Greek guy. I can't think of his name. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Those guys made money in that era. And that's before, you know, they started getting all these baseball and football deals like they used to. But wrestling was a big money sport in that era. But going back to 1969, my dad had a night off, and him and another buddy went to a show in Columbus, Georgia. Now, my dad was a big guy, about 6'3", ex-football player, and he got spotted by a fella named Dr. Ken Ramey, who had a group called the Medics in certain territories and the Interns. Well, that was Mr. Jim Starr, and I can't think of the other fella's name right offhand, but they wanted to expand the group so they could do more buttermilk runs. So you know how it was to get into business in those days. Right. It's something you had to be invited to, asked to do, because if you showed up trying to get into business, you're liable to get your arm broke, your leg broke, you know, because people took the business very seriously. You lived your persona in those days.
Right.
And so when they invited my dad, you know, it was an invitation that once his service time was up, and I think he had 4 to 5 months left. And since him being from Marianna, Arkansas, that he could train in somewhere above Memphis, in some little small town, I think it was a barn and a makeshift ring. Well, my dad did it for about 7, 8 months. He did training and had a couple appearances under a mask as one of the interns of the Medics. But the thing about it wasn't going to be long term because my father had a knee injury in high school playing for TA Futrell. His last game in high school football was a Thursday afternoon Thanksgiving game against Helena. And on the last play pretty much of his football career, he messed up his knee and had to get steel pins put in.
Man,
and they didn't have all the surgery.
Right. Back then, that was That was a major ordeal right there. Pretty much ends your career. I mean,
Right.
it's just simple as that.
And I guess he took a spill or come out the ring wrong, and it messed up those pins, and he just, gave it up, and as a smart move, I mean, if you're not going to be able to work, you don't want to put yourself through, because wrestling is a tough career, especially for the guys that in the old territories. But I tell you some things that I didn't understand a lot. I mean, my dad took me a lot to the Mid-South Coliseum as a kid, and we used to watch just different wrestling programs. We had Mid-South Wrestling come on one channel. Love those days. It had the Junkyard Dog, Cowboy Bill Watts, Freebirds before they went over with the Von Erichs. We had Memphis Wrestling, of course, and all the great angles that come out of that. I mean, I knew about the wrestling business, but it wasn't until I got to be older in my teenage years that my dad actually broke it down for me and explained what a work was, or what different things about the business and aspects. Because I had an interest in maybe becoming a pro wrestler one day. Lord knows I was big enough. I think I hit 6 foot and 300 pounds at 11 years old. But
I feel the same way. I want to say I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, man, and I was already 6 foot, probably 275 pounds then. So I know exactly what you're saying, dude.
Right. And man, I've always, when I was a little kid, I used to wrestle with my stuffed animals, but I was writing stuff back then. All right, this bunny here, he's the bad guy. I'm going to come in, I'm going to take his title from him, because it's, just being a kid and having a vivid imagination. That's where it starts, though. Right. Any dream begins with a vivid imagination. And so I had one, but then, like anything, you kind of get out of it. And then I got into playing sports. I was a good baseball player. I played down here in Helena, the JR House. I played Pony League, American Legion. And baseball was something that could have been, I might have could have got a scholarship to play, but Central didn't have a baseball team. So, we played Legion ball. And then eventually you get to run to the streets with the wrong crowd, and you get out of a whole lot of things. And that's about the time my dad packed up, seen what was going on, and moved us to Grenada, Mississippi when I was 20. Then I met my wife later on, had kids. But it was about that time. But my whole life, I'd always done voices and, did play acting. Even went to PCC and went to a class they offered on how to, be an actor. And I did that for a few weeks and, kind of learned how to do it and how to enunciate and speak. Because that's a lot of what you act in is how you, put it together. Like if I'm going to play, Sean Connery for an example, doing a scene from Untouchables, you go and you get into character and you look and you say, do you really want to get Capone? I mean, do you really want to get him? Well, if you want to get Capone, this is how you do it. He sends one of yours to the hospital. You send one of his to the morgue. And that, my friend, is Chicago way.
That's fucking killer, man.
I mean, it's like, if you take Rocky, and, I don't know if I can do this, Adrian. I don't know. I'm afraid, And that's how it started. I used to do voices. And we covered this on the interview I gave one night. I kept bugging Bob Evans at B100 in Grenada for 3 years. Hey, man, you think I could do a commercial? Hey, man. And he just kind of shrugged me off. One day, I guess he got fed up, told me to put my money where my mouth was. He said, can you do Bill Clinton? Of course I can. He was governor for most of the time. I was a little boy. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And so that thus began my voiceover career that I did over 500 something voiceovers, not just for B100, but once I got a website. Now this is early before all this technology was out. We're talking late 90s, early 2000s. And I started setting up web pages, and you wanted a special character. Let's say you wanted Sam Elliott to sell something for you. And I'd be like, sometimes I think beef is what's for dinner. I'll tell you this, boy. And just different voices that people wanted. This is my favorite voice to do, and this would probably fit in really good in the collective with Justin Klein because I think he likes this because I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Most time I use that to scare the hell out of. And nothing because and in the milk business, and my dad was in the milk business. I joined him in it, and a lot of times I would come to convenience stores we'd work in, and being a father of little girls, I hate it when a guy's just tries too hard to, hit on a girl or whatever, and
Right.
try to come around. So, God, it'd be somewhere in the mornings, some guy, would just be annoying the hell out of me and her. And I'd like, he'd be like, something, baby? What look good on you? But I would. I'd walk up behind him. I said, what looks good on you, baby? Me. You look just like a guy I was in prison with. So, and then he would leave abruptly. And then she would be like, thank you, George. Oh, no problem, man. But going deeper into wrestling, the voices led to me getting on television, doing television commercials. And I did over 40 of those for Cable One out of Grenada, from playing a crazy judge. But you can go to Lake City Players, that's with an AZ, and you could look up not only the cutest Basset Hound videos, because I put them out there, but a lot of my old commercials, some of the original, like the early years, and then Wrestling 08, see some more stuff that I did at the Queen of Clubs back in the day. And that's where me and one of the judges there first met each other. And that's Brother Ricky Kennedy. We all started at a place called GCW.
Just let me break in just for a second. Speaking of the judges, Greg James, here's his comment. I didn't leave it up because it covered up so much. He said, but out of my 20 years of working for many promotions, I was diagnosed with cancer. I never knew the Don, and he was the only one that stepped up for me and my family and held a benefit show. And for that, I will always be grateful. Much love and respect for the Don. Man, I'll tell you what I get out of this. I feel like Justin Klein's vote from Greg James is shrinking dramatically. He's already pissed Greg off. And now that I know this, man, I'm beginning to maybe think I did stack the deck against Justin, man.
Well, I pride myself on a lot of things. If you ask anybody that's ever worked for me in this business, you'll never hear anybody say, oh, he stiffed me on money. Never have stiffed a man on money. I might have run short, but I always made it up to him. I've never stiffed anybody. I've always treated the workers with respect because I'm a worker. And the one thing about it, I'm easy to work with. I mean, I'm doing this because I'm going to try to make a real valid comeback. I've had really good programs that we brought in 300 to 400 people. One guy in particular, the run with DDT at PWA in Batesville, Mississippi. We were drawing not for the people wrestling, me and this guy, John Too Much Stacking, which I'd love to get him on the dozens. He'd never get him to shut up. But he had that it factor that mixed with my it factor. And man, people could not wait to get us two in the same building together. And basically it was a behind the scenes deal. I was trying to retire back then, put a real cap on my career. And a friend of mine, Ricky Trammell, Big Rick, giant hillbilly, great guy, hell of a man. He asked me, he said, will you rival with him and put him over? I'm like, of course, anything for you, Rick. I mean, we did not know it was going to turn into what it did, but it went crazy. It went hot. It lasted almost 2 years. And me and Tackett put a lot of butts in seats, just me and him talking. And that's why I always emphasize that when I go out and look for talent, I'm looking for that guy that's got that it factor, that guy that can get on the mic and get people interested enough to buy tickets, to want to come to the show. That's where you met Tony White recently when you come on my show. Tony's got that it factor. Pretty Boy Mike, which one of my guys that just recently retired, that if I put the money out there and ask him really nice, he could come back if he wanted to. He knows that. What I built with DUI basically, and I'm going to get into the where it started and everything. Started Queen Clubs, but what I had with
you guys in here with us, Justin Klein, man. He says unbelievable. He's already in here, man. Look, tell us about DUI, and then I want to get on these dozens and get on Justin Klein, because
sure.
Justin Klein, me and you know each other. We know each other personally. So Justin Klein was highly disrespectful, I thought, to you the other night. Highly dismissive. Let me say it like that. Maybe not disrespectful, but dismissive. And I think we need to let Justin Klein know what he's in for. But look, Wade Matthews, before that, he says, Queen of Clubs, is that a strip club? No, it is a honky tonk. It's exactly what it is. It's an old school honky tonk, beer drinking, fighting out in the parking lot. It's just what it is. So,
but you know, but it was great. It was a great place when Top Dog Wrestling went out for me to take 3 guys that were up and coming in their career to go over and do a show in maybe front of 20 people to test something out, to get work repetitiously and Xander Raines being one of them, one of my guys, an original DUI member, that really, you know, it really helped his career to get that work over and over and repetition. And every Thursday night we were there. And that's, like I said, that's where I met Rick, even though me and Ricky, you know, he knows a lot of my family from Mariana. So, I mean, Justin might be in for, you know, a thing, you know, he's talking about being stacked because,
damn,
you know,
I didn't even think about that part of it. I was stuck on Greg, but now that I'm thinking about Ricky, fine, I don't know that you do got a chance, man. You might end up having to sue me after this contest, dude.
I mean, I've known Ricky going on now 16 years when we were running running at GCW together. GCW was Mike Williams and Davidson, CEO, good friend, loved Mike to death, God rest his soul. We asked him if we could come over and run, just do our own thing. We weren't even trying to, you know, interfere with those show. I just explained. Eventually they accepted us as, you know, we were from out of state, but eventually we all became family. And love those guys. Love his son, Floyd, Shucks, call him, and all those guys, man. It's just, the Queen was home for us. We go over there for $5 and a hamburger.
Right.
But I tell you what, go ahead, Buster.
You did hear right. I never thought about Ricky Kennedy having history with the Don, but yeah, man, you better bring your fucking A game, Klein, is all I can say. Let's get to Klein, man.
Ricky will be fair. Ricky will be fair. You know, one thing I do know about him, he'll be fair.
And that's what Greg James says. Greg James says, he said, but Don, don't get it twisted. You better bring your A game Sunday, because I always call it straight down the middle. And let's talk about the dozens for a few seconds. 3 rounds, dude. And the thing about it, we've kind of tweaked the rounds a little bit. The first episode, the first round, Smack Talk, was 5 minutes. Wasn't long enough. This time you guys have 8 minutes to go back and forth. Anything goes. You can talk about each other's mamas, each other's families. It does not matter what you say. It's free game. So let's talk about that for a second, man. How do you think you're going to fare in this Smack Talk round?
Me? Well, considering I've got skin as thick as elephant hide, he ain't going to do nothing to bother me. I had Big George for a father. He said it all back then. So, you know, I mean, it's bad when you screw up, you know, do something and your dad looks at you and goes, yeah, just somebody had to have a baby. I'm like, oh, God, that hurt. But, you know, it built character and probably a few mental problems. But, you know, it's fine. You know, I'm going to come because it's a competitor in me. I'm coming to win the thing, man. I mean, why else do it? I'm not from the participation league,
right?
Participation trophy kids. I'm coming to this contest. One, I want to relaunch my career since I have. All right, Klein, I'm gonna answer one thing before I get there. The other night you said, "Oh, he probably retired 10 years ago. Who is he managed? Blah blah blah." Let me explain something to you. The only reason why I'm inactive is because of my career over the road. I don't do stuff half-ass. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way. If I'm going to commit to a show and be part of a program or be part of a long-time rivalry, I don't want a no-show. That's something I don't do. And I made a decision, a conscious decision, that I was going to step out of wrestling until I was able to commit fully to a show or a program or work or whatever it needs to be done. Because I'm a team player. It ain't about the Don. It ain't about Big George saying thing. It's about furthering professional wrestling in the independent circuit. And anything that I can do to do that, I'll be 100% on board with. I mean,
Listen to
whether,
me,
I mean,
that is a beautiful statement, because the fact of the matter is, Justin Klein is the exact opposite. He goes out there and he steals the spotlight from his clients. He takes it. Here's a little fact. The conspiracy gets deeper, George. Klein says, Ricky Kennedy, here's a fun fact. Ricky Kennedy is the only promoter I ever reached out to that never got back for booking him, never called him back or never got with him to try to book him. And the other judge, Greg James, has got him blocked. He's completely blocked from Greg James. So, Klein, man, you man, I hate to say it, but the dicks are stacked against you, man.
And I didn't do it. Hey, all I've ever done is just be straight with people. I didn't bring upon this. I mean, hey, do your homework next time. You want to know who I am? Go join the DUI Nation. Go look up the long, rich heritage I've had since 2009. You got 6 years, bud. I got 20 coming up. And like I said, I've managed people like Necro Butcher. Yeah, they're not superstars, but I'm going to tell you something. They're very great workers. I wouldn't trade any of your guys for one Reaper. Reaper's one of the best solid workers I've ever had. Another Phillips County boy, I might add.
Right.
Hell of a worker. And, most of these guys I met at the Queen, and a lot of them joined up. Like Reaper was number 3 to join the DUI. Night Train was a 19-year-old kid that never been anywhere. And I seen the potential in this guy. And I said, look, Chris, I said, why don't I pick you up next week? There's a show down in Carthage, Mississippi. You need to get out and start exploring places. Get out on the road a little bit. See what some of like the old wrestling world is. That night, we brought so much heat to Carthage, Mississippi, that me, Reaper, Skillet, and Bubba G, and all the DUI Nation got kicked out of Wendy's down there. That's how much heat we were bringing. We actually brought some sincere heat, old school heat, not quite getting Drano in the eyes type of heat. But I had some guy, and the Don is a prick. I'm just going to lay it out there. Big George's a nice guy. The Don allows me to be a prick to people and not go to jail for it. So anyway, the Don.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Finish. Well, speaking of pricks, look, Prestigious P from the first episode. He's out of the contest, but he is an alternate for this contest, and he's already coming in on you taking up for Klein, man. Prestigious P says, I bet this guy's house smells like Newports and cockroaches. Now, what do you got to say to Prestigious P about that? Does your house smell like Newports and cockroaches?
Well, one, I smoke Winston, the official throat killer of the Don. And no, I actually keep my place sprayed. It's what you normal people do. I have a nice 3-bedroom home in Grenada, Mississippi. I like to show it off from time to time. But the Don will say this, I don't have to take that from a former truck stop male prostitute. Klein found you out there trolling, took you to a Salvation Army to find your wardrobe, cleaned you up, threw you out there and showed you a few wrestle moves, and you think you're a superstar. Let me explain something to you. My boy, Pretty Boy Mike, just retired. He'd have you in high heels walking a straight line if you ever stepped in the ring with somebody like that.
Look, Klein,
You got
man, I think Klein's getting worried, George. He said he's already calling his bookie and he's putting his money on you. Now he called you an idiot, but he's putting his money on you.
Yeah. Okay, Klein. That's fine. You call me an idiot. We'll see how it goes. You might beat me. You never know. Anything can happen, brother. But I'm just going to explain it to you like this. I'm coming 100% prepared. I've looked at your photos. I done looked everything. I don't write nothing down. I live it as I go. So you just bring it. I'm just going to tell you, don't sing it. Just bring it, son.
He says he's done more in 6 years than you've done in 26 years.
Okay. Well, we compare apples to oranges, but let's see. I've had tag team champions, oodles of them, heavyweight champions, light heavyweight titles, Latin America's title holders, all run through the DUI Nation. You name it, we've pretty much had it through there. And though I haven't done much in the last 4 years, anything I've done in the first 6 of them would be anything you've done in your first 6. But it's like I said, it's apples to oranges, different era, different time. A youngster like you that's new to this, may not understand that.
So look, let's talk about the second round. You 8 minutes now in the first round, so that's going to give both of you guys a little more time to really get in the groove. 5 minutes was just too short. The second round, now you just said it, you don't write anything down. The second round is the battle rap round, and you guys are going to have up to 3 minutes. You don't have to use the whole 3 minutes if you think what you do is good enough to win, but you have 3 minutes. How do you think you're going to fare in this battle rap round there, George?
I'm going to absolutely, positively, unequivocally, I know big words that they probably don't know in the collective, destroy him. I have been working at this. I'm not a rapper. I play guitar. I write songs and stuff for, guitar, piano. I'm not a rapper, but how hard is to rap? I mean, hell, I could grab a Dr. Seuss book. It is Sam that I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I mean, how hard it can be. Throwing the rhymes and everything, but I've worked on it. And yes, it's called preparation time. If you've got time to do something, hey, why not prepare for it? Don't go laissez-faire your whole life. Go prepare, bring something. That means you're committed to winning. But yes, I have a very good rap, and it's got a little violence to it. It's got some references to great wrestlers, historic wrestlers. I think everybody's going to like it. In fact, when we're done, I'm not releasing it yet, but once the contest is over, I'm going to put it out on Spotify, Apple, whatever, if I can sell it. It's catchy. I've tried different musics to go with it because I have the Cool Edit 2 system but I put some different beats, and it's catchy. I don't know if it'd make the club sing, but hell, if I can make a few bucks off of it, I'm always down to do that.
Now you do realize you're not going to have any music. It's going to be straight acapella. Right. And hold on, George. I feel like maybe there's a little miscommunication. You understand? Battle rap means you're going at Klein. That means every one of your rhymes, your metaphors, and punchlines should be something at Justin Klein.
I'll give you a little sample, just a little small snippet.
You're the only one that's had the fucking guts to do this. Go for it.
All right, this is kind of the middle, kind of the end. All right, I'm going to give this is just going to be a good one. And Justin, when this is over, you're going to be a little mad and pretty much very pissy. But to quote the late, great Terry Funk, I think I see a sissy.
Oh, don't give him no more, man.
That's it.
More. Look, Klein's back in here, and you mentioned Pretty Boy Mike, and he says Pretty Boy Mike couldn't wrestle his way out of a wet paper bag there, George.
Well, I'll tell you what, Justin, I'll put it any promotion out there, and I know you got several promotions under yours that watch and are part of your network here, Buster. And that's another reason I come, and we've talked about this. Once harvest season, settles down and I've got my weekends free, I'm going to start taking bookings again. And like I said, the Don is free. I don't charge. If I bring a member of DUI, you pay them. I'll help you with it. Those are my guys. We're a promotion within a promotion. We're here to help and further, independent wrestling. But here's the thing. You bring your 5 guys, and I could start with the original 5 members that ever joined and kick your ass from here to hell. Anybody, bring them. That goes back to where the first 2 guys. Now, this goes all the way to 2009 when the DUI started. In the Queen of Clubs, when I told some redneck that I hope he left there and got a DUI, and it clicked. Christmas Eve, 2008. Next week, I was selling T-shirts that had DUI, Don's Underworld Incorporated, on them. That's how far I go back.
Don, you walk out the door of the Queen of Clubs, you see the police lights blaring, the dude you just told that in the ditch getting arrested for a DUI, man. You knew it was gold right there, dude.
And me and the boys was riding back down to Mississippi, and we kept saying, I said, now and stepped, I like this DUI thing. What do we call it? We come up with this, and Don's Incorporated, Don's Underwear Incorporated. I'm like, no, Don's Underworld Incorporated. I'm a gangster. But my wrestling career started 2006. Going back, talking about doing television commercials. I had a commercial that I ran 4 straight years for the Italian Festival in Cleveland, Mississippi. And they wanted it just, I threw something together for the very first one. Back then I still had brown hair and a black goatee. And, I like doing the Italian stuff, doing like, bro, hey, you snap here, give me a coffee, huh? I like doing those Brooklyn accents. I could really do a good, back in the day, a really good Joe Pesci. What do I amuse you? You think I'm a clown or something? I used to do a lot of Joe Pesci, so I kind of brought it there. But to do the Don is a combination of Christopher Walken, of course. You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's wrong tone. Do it again, and I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron. So, it's a combination of different things to come up with the Don. Because I'm south of Memphis, man. This is my natural voice. Ain't much I can do about that, but I wanted to come up with something original, and I'd never seen an actual mob gangster in professional wrestling at the time. So when Butch Wiggins, the guy that invited me to the show, I was invited. I didn't show up. I didn't ask to join. A guy actually showed up. He was a promoter. Come up to me and he said, "You that guy from that commercial?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "How would you like to be part of a professional wrestling show?" "Oh, sure. What do you want me to do?" Commentator. And that's where it started. I showed up dressed as Don. Next thing I know, everybody wants me to manage them. And that's how it started. We did the Don's family for a few years. And then, like I said, 2009 rolled around. The birth of the DUI. 16 years later, we still got members, 44 members all total that's ran through DUI.
So look, George, Klein's back, and he said the one wrestler you did have was a jobber. It's bad when Mick Vicious is the Shawn Michaels of the tag team.
Jobber. One of my guys was a jobber.
Look.
He trying to say Pretty Boy Mike was a jobber. Pretty Boy Mike was a hell of a drop. You calling Tony White a jobber? Let me tell you what Tony White would do to Prestigious P. He would just flatten him. And Tony's hurt right now. He could beat him with one arm. It's just nothing you got. Look, dude, you call your thing a collective. Okay, maybe that's your chat group on Grindr or something. But let me explain something to you. I'm a corporation. 44 men have went through my corporation. JJ Fuller, which I know you know who he is because you're an EPW guy. In fact, even your guy Neil Taylor has been a member of the DUI Nation at one point. So let's talk about who's been. I've got more sleeper cells in locker rooms than you'll ever know. Like I've got one over here in Cleveland, Mississippi. I've offered to help him out, and he keeps turning me down. Well, Don just might show up one night and show him what kind of flexing I can do, because 3/4 of his locker room came through the DUI Nation. So, like I said, Klein, you didn't do your homework. you're basing stuff off the last 4 or 5 years. Go look up my history. Okay,
Look,
it's long.
Klein, and here's Klein's go-to move. He says, you realize you will get your ass suit off if you put anything disparaging of me on Spotify. What do you think about that, man? Now, that's right up Klein's alley. That's how he moves right there. His daddy's rich, and they got a lot of power and money, and they use it that way, Don.
I'm pretty sure he's had a lot of things up his alley. You know what I mean? So, what do you got? I'm just quote Rocky in Rocky 5. Sue me for what? I ain't scared. And besides, I know how to word stuff too. You ain't the only one that could have been a lawyer. Let me tell you the difference. Let me explain some of the difference, Mr. Klein. You know what the difference between a used car dealer and a lawyer is? A degree. That's it. Same personality. That's the only difference.
George, Klein's guys are in here heavy. Luke Justice has popped in now and says, damn, sounds like the NWO old and outdated. Luke Justice calling you old, man, and outdated at that now.
Hey, just remember, ass whippings come back in style.
Ass whippings never go out of style.
That's right.
You know,
Luke Justice, are you part of the gym bros that he got or the ex-male strippers that he put together to make this thing? Let's see, we got 2 gym bros. Yeah, man, I can lift 440. Oh, yeah. You got 2 ex-male strippers and a former truck stop lot lizard male in your group. Okay, yeah, all right. Now, God rest his soul. If V-Man was here, he could take all 5 of you at one time. But Lord knows, many blessings, and your boys are watching. Just know the Don's always there for you guys.
George,
in fact, that's the last time.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
That's the last time I seen Greg was at V's funeral. I stopped by and paid my respects to my friend. But, like I said, I'm not worried. I'm not the one that's casting doubt. I'm just out here talking, having a good time.
Look, Klein's back, and he says, oh, brother, this guy loves to talk about the old days. He would make a better Walmart greeter than a wrestling manager. Do you think Justin Klein knows more about the wrestling business than you do, Don?
No, absolutely not. I go back to the history. I love the history of wrestling. Let me explain something. The modern MMA that you have, UCF, the UFC and all that, that's what pro wrestling used to be before 2 dudes in the 1919s or in the 19 teens decided, hey, man, how about we not hurt each other as bad?
Right.
But the original wrestling, professional wrestling, would be the equal to what MMA and, all this mixed martial arts stuff that they got going on. That's how it was back in the days, in the carnival days, because it started as, with the roustabouts at the carnivals and the midways and circuses and things. And that's how the term mark come about. They used to get you money because you were a mark. You play those carnival games. So I ain't worried about him. He didn't do his homework. I think the rap's good enough to beat him in anything. And yeah, it'll be on Spotify. You want a percentage? Sue me. That's all I got to tell you.
So look, Wade Matthews, he's another competitor. He'll be in a battle against Marco Rose this Sunday night also. He's calling you out too. He says 44 men have went through you. You got to say no Diddy after that, man. Wade slick now. Wade slick with his comments. And I feel like Wade is looking for redemption this Sunday night. I feel like we're going to finally see the real Wade Matthews this Sunday. What you got to say about that? Wade's coming after you. All Klein's guys. Wade's not really a Klein guy, but he is in the contest, and you guys could face off against each other, Don.
I'm just going to tell you, like we used to say back in the day, you think you bad enough, my ass is like a lily pad. Hop on if you want to try.
Look, Klein said if you managed Neil Taylor, he said, I'd leave that off of my resume.
Neil's a hell of a competitor back in the day.
Right.
I like Neil,
Look, Luke Justice is back. Go ahead.
Now, I will say this, And this towards Klein, because I know he's an EPW guy. My sincere condolences and deepest sympathies for the EPW family that lost Bone Crusher. And
Right.
I like Mr. Burchill. We made some appearances, me and some of the DUI guys, and they were always welcoming, and we enjoyed our time there. And I just wanted to get that out to the EPW guys that Don's got you in his prayers. And, you know, we're sorry to hear the news.
Yeah, big loss for the wrestling community as a whole around our area, but especially EPW, Bone Crusher, really somewhat the backbone of EPW from what I understand.
Right.
You know, without Bone Crusher, there may not have been an EPW, may not have lasted this long, you know. So it's a huge loss. Look, Luke Justice is back, and he says, better get some teeth before you try to mess with the Klein Collective. I feel like these guys are ganging up on you, man. He's also back before you even respond to that. He says, I bet your house smells like bad credit and Pall Mall cigarettes. He's already told us. He showed us he smokes Winston's, Luke. Damn, pay attention.
Let me explain something here, fellas. Don don't have bad credit. I'll explain a little something real quick. Because they don't give these to people with bad credit. American Express Gold, bitch.
Hey, that's something right there Klein knows about. Hell, you and Klein might end up being friends now. It might change his whole opinion of you, dude.
I'm an Iowa farmer, basically. I don't show you what I got. I don't have to show off. I know what I got.
Don,
I'm completely, oh, sorry.
There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, Cody's in here. Garth Mahoney. He's after you too. He's after me too. Let me pop this up. He says, man, Buster, your platform gonna lose credibility every time you bring people of zero relevance get to interrupt OGs telling history. You might end up facing Garth Mahoney. He actually won in the first contest, him and Johnny Dodson. So they're still in. You might end up facing this guy. What you got to say about that, man?
Whoever put in front of me, I'll be ready. Preparation is the key. I'm not scared. I'm prepared. So if you give me a month or whatever, if I win this, confident, you know, put it out there. Bring your A game. If all you got's my teeth or that I'm fat, let me explain something. If I have to spot you some, like the Don's so fat he wakes up in sections, or when he goes jogging, he leaves potholes. If I have to guide you like that, then you've already lost. Because let me explain. I'm already focused in on what I'm going to do to you. So if you want to fight me, you want to take me on in this, do the work. Look me up. I may not be relevant at this point, but this could put me back to where I want to be. And then maybe one day you go, hey, man, what's up with this Delta Land Championship Wrestling? Maybe you want to come down. Because, you know, I never went up looking for Memphis. Memphis always come down looking for me. So
look, Don,
also,
you know go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say, some other DUI members, the guys that run 901, the Schaffner brothers, they were the Lone Star Wrecking Crew. So there's just a few more guys that I could throw out there. So, I mean, I've got so many that's ran through, that's been part of it, that are sleeper cells and locker rooms all across the Mid-South right now, that I don't worry.
So look, Garth Mahoney, I was mistaken. That was meant for the Klein Collective. Garth was going after Klein and his guys. So my bad, Garth. You know I love you, man. Check your electricity before you're back on again, man. We don't want that shit cutting off. Look, Don, you know there's 3 rounds. Okay,
yes,
the third round is promo wars. Once again, 5 minutes was not long enough, so we've extended these rounds to 8 minutes. I'm hoping you guys can get at least 2 good promos a piece on each other. Here's the hook. You do not know You do not know what the promo's going to be based on until I tell you right before you guys have to start promoing. That's the hook to it. It could be anything, Don. Are you ready for that?
Ad lib is what I love to do. Improvisation. You know, hell, improv. That's my thing. I've never wrote a promo a day in my life. I just grab the mic and go. That's talent. If you can do that, just grab it and go. Then you know you got it. So I'm ready for whatever. If I have to do a promo on Donald Duck, why it's a bad idea for him to chase after Minnie Mouse, well, by God, I'm going to give you a hell of a promo on why Donald Duck is going to get his feathery ass kicked by Mickey for messing with Minnie. I mean, it don't matter.
Hey, man, it could be as messed up as why is Justin Klein fucking a dog on the side of the road? You know, you do a lot of trucking, you see a lot of dogs, so you never know. It wouldn't surprise me to look over and there was Klein hunching the hell out of a dog, man.
Then I'll give you a sample of that right now. You just threw me a scenario. You know, I understand, you know, that Klein, I know that you're a 2, you rank a 2, and you have problems probably with, well, any sex, not just male or female, why you would sink to that level. But let me explain something to you. Bestiality is not the way to go. In fact, I think you should see a professional for that. That dog, you know, what if you have puppies by the, are you prepared to be a father, Klein? Are you prepared to bring in some mutt puppies with big bellies and a big nose? The type of nose that could wake up in the morning and smell coffee in Colombia? Are you ready to do that, Klein? Sex is a big responsibility. Sex with a mutt dog, are you're supposed to be this man of talent, but you're having sex with some dog on the side? Come on, dude. You need to straighten it up and you need to help. Do something for yourself, brother. We're here to help you. You know, I mean, you know, just giving something like it, just throwing it out there.
Klein, the moral of this story, anytime you're going to be fucking dogs on the side of the road, wear a rubber. We don't want to see a litter of little Klein dogs running around, man. It's as simple as that, man. Klein says he can see right now this thing is rigged. The whole contest is now discredited. I think, look, Klein may pull a Dorian. Klein might no-show. I don't even know at this point, Don. If Klein no-shows, that means you're going to have to face Prestigious P. So let's go there. Let's talk about some of these other guys in the contest. Prestigious P is an alternate, so there is an opportunity that y'all might face each other. What's your thoughts on P, man?
Well, he's done well for somebody that was a truck stop prostitute. You know, I mean, he got clean. He got himself off. You know, he went to Salvation Army, got Huggy Bear's wardrobe, Antonio Fargas. You younger cats won't get that, but I know my man Buster did there. You know, I mean, you've done fairly well. I mean, odds on you making it weren't real good. I will give Klein that. He did good with the charity case. Because I can promise you this much. You're not DUI material. You're not tough enough. You never make it through the process to become a DUI member. And if you come up stepping to the Don, you're going to go home crying. You're going to be, I'm going to find you on Lamar Avenue, back at the Loves, crying your heart out to all your trucker friends that were paying you $10 for a good time. So, yeah.
All right, George, let's take it one step further. You know, the Kangsar was one of the winners in the first episode. So he's in this contest. There's a chance you could face off against Johnny. What's your thoughts on Johnny Dotson, man, in this contest?
Well, he's the man that calls himself the king. But, Johnny, let me explain something to you, brother. You might be the king, but I'm the king maker. I'm the man that makes the kings. So, the king versus the kingmaker. We're just got to see how it plays out. Now, that's who I think is the man to beat in this competition. I don't think I'm the man to beat. I think Johnny Dotson's the man to beat. You're talking about a man that's a preacher on top of everything else. He's a hell of a public speaker. And though I'm good, I don't know if I'm that good. But I'm going to tell you, Johnny, if it's me and you, you're going to get everything I got left on the table. I'm coming after you with everything I got. You beat me, I'll shake your hand. If not, you're going to know I'm there. That's all I got to say.
And, you know, you made a great point there. I feel like that without a doubt, Johnny is the most prominent public speaker in the contest, above and beyond every other person that's in the contest, period. Johnny,
Right.
like you said, he's a pastor, so he's used to getting up, preaching in front of the congregation. He's also in law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, he's used to talking
Look.
on a regular basis, and he can make you believe what Johnny's saying when he's talking too.
I'll put it out to this. I would love to have him as a guest on my show some night. Then they don't have to be talking about wrestling. He's got a lot of issues that I keep up and read with. That I would love to give him the floor and opportunity because on my friends list, me and Klein do share something in common. We're both avid conservatives, and we have our views. I mean, I don't push them like some people do, but
Right.
I believe a certain thing, and I've got liberals on my not crazy leftists, but actual liberals, leftist center people that I talk to in different spots. I would love to bring Johnny on to talk about some of the issues that he puts on, to give him a wide audience of conservatives, of some liberals, and of just general people that give him a perspective and a point of view that to get his message out. Because I happen to agree with a lot the man puts on his stuff, but it's not really my place to agree or disagree with. But put it on a public forum where we could talk. That'd be great, man. I would love to have him on as a guest.
I think Johnny'd probably be into that, man. I know he's busy with work and stuff right now. His dad's been in the hospital and been real bad sick, had heart surgery, come out great. So
I've been through that, man.
All the prayers from everybody work. But Johnny loves to talk, man, and he loves to talk about current issues. So I fully see that, man. Reach out to him. I feel like he'd definitely come on and love that.
Well, the one thing we do have in common is our faith. Right. If it hadn't been for God, brother, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd probably be laid up dead in a ditch somewhere if it hadn't been for my Father and God Almighty and the strong faith I've got. I sure the heck would have made it through Yazoo City for I'll discuss that another time, but let's just say I spent some time at a federal camp for making $100 bills, and I probably wouldn't have made it through there if not for being a big son of a bitch that I am, and then having a good faith in God that if He'd let me live through this, that I'd never do something boneheaded as that again, and I did, so I'm here. But I mean, there's nobody in professional wrestling I dislike. I get along pretty much. There's one, I'm not going to give him a floor or anything. There's one son of a bitch I can't stand. A lot of guys in my locker room know. I'm not going to put it out there. It's nobody's business. But everybody, 99% of the people that I've been in contact with in the wrestling business, I like everybody. And like I said, with somebody like Mr. Greg James, I reached out to him because, people talked about doing it. I'm not one of those wished it could people. I wished I could have done this or I wished I'd have done that in my life. I'm somebody that said, hey, I tried and failed, or I did it and it didn't work out. I'd rather be that guy than talk a good game. I'd rather fight the good game. And so I'm gonna say this, that thing I put on for Greg, this Cancer Smackdown down in Grenada, I raised up a couple of $100. It wasn't a successful show, but my show outdrew in ticket sales WrestleMania that year. So by God, it was COVID 2020. I outdrew WrestleMania in 2020. So the hell with all that. But I gave Greg a chance to speak. I actually had 4 or 5 different cancer survivors that come to that show and got a chance to get their word out there, to get prayers, people that were fighting that fight. Because, this is a great platform to get a general audience and to hear your story, because sometimes that's all it takes in order to defeat something like cancer or some bad things going on in your life. It's just somebody to listen to you.
Right.
So,
keep your spirits up, man. Keep a positive attitude about it, man. I feel like cancer is one of them things. If you let it dim your spirit, I feel like that it grows faster. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do. I believe in that kind of stuff.
If you look at it as a death sentence instead of a challenge, a lot of times it's going to kill you. But
and yeah, Klein, yeah, man, I am pissed off, man. I ain't eaten 2 fucking weeks, man. I'm starving. You can tell by looking at me, starving my ass off, Klein. Clyde.
Man, his backbone's touching his belly button, for God's sakes.
Look, Clyde, go on and hit my cash out, man. You go on and cash out me some of Daddy's cash so me and the family can buy some groceries. So look, Don, did you watch Monday night show with Marco Rose?
I didn't catch that one. I did catch the one with Klein, though.
Do you have any idea? Do you know anything about Marco Rose?
I met Marco at an NOCW show about 3-4 years ago, and he was getting ready to start up his promotion. And I had talked with him, gave him my information, but he never gave me a call. Guy's got a pretty good talker. I mean, I did a little more homework, kind of lost contact, but yeah, I mean, whoever I got to go against, I'll have a month to prepare for. So, you know, that's the thing.
No. You'll have longer than that, man, because the second round won't even start till January.
Oh, hell, I will say to Klein that he is right about that, Gripe. You gave me time to prepare. Well, what do you think I was going to do with the time? Lollygag? Nah, I don't. You come to win. I mean, I'm not a participation kid. I play to win.
So look, man, we're going to start wrapping it down. We've already been going a little over an hour, but there's another guy that's in the November 9th edition of the Dirty Dozens that you know. And I feel like, man, I'm glad this guy jumped in this contest because I really feel like he's going to really stir things up and make it interesting. Big Ace, man.
Ace Duke.
Ace Duke, man. So you might have to face off. You might have to face off against Big Ace, man.
Dude, I might have to forfeit that one, man. I love Big Ace, man. Man, him and Big V, man, they were my go-to guys out of Memphis. Man, Varian, man, Varian made me a legend in Memphis, and I've only performed there twice. V always going around telling people, George, 100%. George, 100%. I had a guy recently, one of his cousins, Joel, said, man, V always said you was 100%. And like I said, regardless of this contest or anything, my reputation in the wrestling business is that I helped a long way in revolutionizing the way the guys got paid, the way that they were treated, and the way that the conditions weren't a lot. You wasn't satisfied with how you were being used. Hey, come wrestle for me. Let me see what I can do with you. But you got to put in the work and the effort. I mean, the reputation I'll always have is I've done people right, because I look at this as any other business. It's a business. You want a good reputation in this business, and you want to be somebody they can count on when doing your brand. And DUI is a 16-year-old brand that I hold hard, so much to heart, it's still copyrighted. I ain't going to let nobody steal that from me. That was my thing. So win, lose, or draw, I'm going to go, man, Sunday. I'm going to have a kick-ass time. I'm gonna get some exposure for my character, for my group, and my guys. And let's see, when it settles down, if any of you promoters out there got the cojones to book the Don and any of the DUI Nation. And Klein, I'll go rent a damn building somewhere. You bring your 5, I'll go bring 5 of any of mine, and we'll just settle this thing. I'll sell tickets, damn it. Bring it, son.
All right, y'all, all goes down this Sunday night, October 19th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do not miss it. Man, it's going to be a blast. I feel like it's going to be a little more polished than the first show was. It's a work in progress. You guys know that. I'm really anxious about these longer rounds, Don. I feel like that's going to give all you guys a little more time to stretch your legs in this contest. 5 minutes was just, man, it went by so fast. I didn't expect it to go that fast, but it really did.
Well, it'll give you a good rhythm, too, because, you know, if you're trying to rapid fire, you get stumbling over your words sometimes. Sometimes you just need that little take a breath and then get your next one out. You know, if we go back and forth, I mean, however wants to do it. I'm going to bring plenty of material. You do the same. And either which way, I got no ill feelings towards Justin. But, you know, I hope he feels the same way when this is over. I'd like to work with a guy one day, maybe. So let's just go. Let's have a good time. Let's be entertaining. May the best man win, bud. And I usually always do.
The prick's coming out of Klein, man. I don't know where it was in Klein, but it's coming out of him. He says, you don't even know who your 5 guys are. Half of them have probably died, and that's cold-hearted climb.
Oh man, that is cold. Yes, I've had some deaths in recent years, but I'll throw Tony White, Night Train. I'll get Pretty Boy Mike out of retirement. JJ Fuller. Jesus, man. Whoever I want, Reaper. I mean, I got 5 anytime, buddy. Anytime. You just book the place, and I'll be there. We'll see who the best is.
George, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate you so much for jumping in this contest. I feel like that you are the guy that everybody really needs to be watching. You got the entertainment experience. You got a lot of things, assets that some of these other guys do not have. So I'm looking for Sunday, and it's going to be interesting, and I cannot wait, my friend.
Right. Man, I can't wait either. Ricky, glad to see you on tonight, bud. Maybe I'll get a chance to, once it settles down, do some stuff with APW. Greg, always a pleasure, my friend. I'm glad you beat that nasty-ass cancer and got yourself going right. Buster, oh, man, Helltown all the way, representing Helena, Arkansas, baby.
All the way, born and bred, Don.
Damn right. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to hop off here, drive this old truck back. I'll see y'all Sunday night. I don't know if I'll be the Don or I'll be Big George. Either which way, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. See you soon.
Take it easy, Don, and be careful on the road, my man.
Well,
all right, y'all. You seen it right there. That's the Don. It's going to be an interesting contest. It's this Sunday night. You do not want to miss it, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, we're back. Last Dirty Dozens podcast of the week. Last time to get some words in before the actual show. We're back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. with Wade Matthews and Prestigious P, the alternate for this group. I'm sure these guys have a lot to say. I feel like Wade's looking for redemption, and I feel like P is looking for a second chance to get in this contest. And we're going to talk to them tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Before we get out of here, I got to promote my sponsors, and I'll let you guys go home. For all of your breaking news, sports, and weather in and around the Jackson, Tennessee, and the West Tennessee area, be sure to tune in to 101.5 FM or 103.5 FM. You can also log in to talkinwesttennessee.com. That's TALKNWESTTN.com or newstalk1035.com. For all of your in-home care and consumer direct services in and around the Caruthersville, Missouri area, be sure to call Glowing Hearts at 573-643-2537. Their priority is caring for you and your family. Be sure to check out the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube for all of your sports news and live local games in and around the Missouri Boot Hill. That's BOOTHEEL. That's the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube. The Boot Hill Sports Network is also the home of American Hostile Championship Wrestling and the Unified Wrestling Alliance every single Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Professional wrestling just the way you like it. All right, guys, that's this Sunday. Do not miss it, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Wade Matthews and Prestigious P. Greg James, I appreciate you so much. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. Mark McGee, I appreciate you more than you ever know, my friend. You, Chance, a few of you guys are the only guys that really ever share all my content and help me promote, and it means more to me than you guys will ever know. Guys, until tomorrow night at 7 p.m., y'all take it easy.
When you hear that Buster H.R. Oh, man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air? Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked. There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started. Welcome to Buster Unmasked. Hosted by Buster H.R. Johnson. This is a Buster H.R. exclusive. We